there is a big twist in the Celeste Rivas death investigation. Neo, David's close friend, David, remember, is the prime suspect in her disappearance and death. Neo did not take the Fifth Amendment when he testified before the LA County Grand Jury last month. We have sources with direct knowledge who tell us that he testified freely and answered the questions of DA Beth Silverman. Now, this is odd for a variety of reasons. Remember, Neo testified for only 40 minutes. Beth Silverman is a pit bull when it comes to grilling witnesses. The manager of David was on the stand for 2 days when he testified. She grilled him like a cheeseburger. When he walked out back into the hallway, he was shaking his head. He didn't know what had happened. It was that aggressive. So when Beth Silverman wants something, she goes for it. Yet she only spent 40 minutes with him. And remember, she ended up getting him arrested in Montana and hauled back to Los Angeles to testify because he had failed to obey the subpoena and appear before the grand jury when he was supposed to. So it seemed like Beth Silverman really had her eyes set on Neo testifying about things that were highly relevant. Otherwise, why would she have gone to those lengths? So when you look at all of that, it seemed like he must have taken the Fifth, but he didn't. And we now know that from sources. So now the question is, what did Neo say? We are told not much, that he didn't know anything relevant about Celeste Rivas's disappearance or death. That's what happened before the grand jury. Now, Neo has said that he had no involvement in Celeste Rivas's disappearance. We know that law enforcement was really interested in Neo, especially in that mysterious trip that David took in the middle of the night to a remote area of Santa Barbara last spring. They felt Neo might have been in the car. We've now learned he was not in the car. And Neo says that he had no involvement and even no knowledge of what happened to Celeste or David's possible involvement. So testifying for 40 minutes does suggest he doesn't know much. So now the question is this. If Neo didn't know much, explain this mystery. And for us, this is a mystery. On Friday, Neo posted on Instagram this. He said, quote, "There is more to the story than what's on the news." How would he know that? How would he know there's more to the story than what's on the news if he knows nothing about Celeste's disappearance or David's possible involvement? That is what's puzzling us. And so the story we got is he testified freely, did not take the Fifth, doesn't know anything relevant, yet he said that. So that's what is raising our eyebrows a little bit. But it does seem like Neo is not connected to Celeste Rivas's disappearance based on everything that we now know went down before the grand jury. The final thing we know is the friendship, the close friendship between Neo and David is kaput because Neo called David a blankhead. You can fill in the blank there on his Instagram post Friday. So it seems like there is no love lost there, but it may not matter if and when David is charged with Celeste Rivas's murder, and that seems like it is going to happen, that he will be indicted by the grand jury. That's what we're hearing. So stay tuned, but this one comment on Friday still has us wondering, but everything else tells us Neo had no involvement, and he says nothing relevant.